Welcome to Tea Time with Princess Penelope. Now before I start this video, I want to give you a heads up. I am going to be testing your tea knowledge at the end of this video. So as I go through the 7 teas that we're going to be reviewing today, let me know in the comments which one is actually not true tea. So as soon as you have it figured out, comment below, and at the end of the video, I'll let you know if you are right. Ready to get started? Let's get brewing. The first tea that we have today is white tea. Now for white tea, you're going to want to heat your water up to 180 degrees and allow for it to steep 2 to 3 minutes before taking out your tea bag. If you choose white tea as your tea of choice, out of all the different options out there, you are likely someone who wants to make your own way in the world. Black tea is very common, so to choose white tea says you aren't someone who follows the crowd. Also, people who drink white tea tend to be very calm and relaxed in their demeanor, but also have a very sophisticated style. The second tea we are going to talk about today is chai tea. To brew chai tea, you'll heat your water up to about 200 degrees and then allow for it to steep for about 3 to 5 minutes. Any longer than that and the tea will start to taste bitter. If you chose chai tea as your tea of choice, then you are likely a very sweet and warm person, but with a little bit of a sassy side. You also like variety and trying new things. Our third tea is green tea. Now to brew green tea, you will need to heat your water up to 180 degrees. Once your water is at that temperature, you will want to pour it into your cup and let your tea steep for 1 to 3 minutes. If you chose green tea as your tea of choice, then what that says about you is that you're someone who cares about your health. Green tea has a lot of health benefits, and many people drink it for that reason. What it also says about you is that you're a down-to-earth person who is likely very active and on the go, most likely not a homebody. Our fourth tea is ginger tea. Now to make ginger tea, you will heat your water to about 190 degrees. And once you put your tea bag in your teacup with the water, you will want to let it steep for about 3 to 5 minutes. If you chose ginger tea as your tea of choice, the type of person who gravitates towards this tea is as bold and as adventurous as this tea is. The person who enjoys ginger tea is fun-loving and excited to try new things. Now, the fifth tea that we have is black tea. This is a very popular tea. In the United States alone, 3.6 billion gallons of tea is consumed every year, and 84% of that is black tea. So if you drink black tea, you'll want to heat your water up to 200 degrees and allow it to steep for about 3 minutes. Now, if you picked black tea as your tea of choice, you are likely a very consistent and goal-oriented person. You like the routine of drinking tea and the fact that you can rely on the taste to be the same every single time. You also appreciate traditions and are very classy. The sixth tea we're going to talk about today are flower teas. Now, this one is a hibiscus tea, but you can use roses, violets, dandelions, lavender. There's so many different flower teas. Now, to make most flower teas, you'll heat your water up to 212 degrees and allow your tea to steep for about 3 to 5 minutes. If you picked a flower tea as your tea of choice, then you are likely a very kind and thoughtful person to the people around you. You also are someone who likes to take your time and not be rushed. And as they say, stop and smell the roses. The seventh and last tea we have today is Oolong Tea. To brew Oolong Tea, you will want to heat your water to 185 degrees and allow it to steep for 2 to 4 minutes max. If you picked Oolong Tea as your tea of choice, then you're not the casual tea drinker. You've taken time to try a variety of teas, which tells me that you are a very detail-oriented person and also very patient. You're also someone who is curious and adventurous with trying new drinks. Now, as promised at the beginning of my video, I am going to share with you which of the 7 teas is actually not a true tea. But before I do that, please give this video a thumbs up so I can keep making these tea videos for you. Now, there were actually 2 teas that were not true teas. All true tea is made from one plant, and that plant is grown in China, India, and Kenya primarily. The teas that we often refer to as teas that are not true teas are herbal teas. They are made out of things like flowers. So if you picked hibiscus, then I will give you a virtual high five because this is not a true tea. Any flower tea is not a true tea. Now, if you picked ginger tea, then you also get a virtual high five because ginger is a root, not from a tea plant. And if you picked chai tea, you are only half right. Chai tea is black tea, but it has spices like cinnamon and allspice in it. So it technically would fall under the flavored tea category, but if you pick this one, I'll give you half a credit. So please subscribe so you can see more videos all about tea. My channel covers everything about tea, coffee, smoothies, and fruit infused water. So please subscribe, and until we meet again next time, take care.